Good evening, everybody. Natasha Denman here. I am hoping that and praying that this internet is going to play well with us and we are going to have a smooth call tonight. I have just tried live streaming from my phone. Some gremlins are playing up with my live stream. So I'm hoping that I'm going to come through the call on my iPad, which is broadcasting right now. I can see one person has joined, which is good news. Let me just check the GoToWebinar. Hey, Nat, it's working. Hey, Francis, nice to see you. A bit of a hollow sound from Anne-Marie. On my end, the audio has 2 out of 3 bars, so I'm hoping that that's okay. I think the live stream is coming through okay as well. Can someone say hello on the live stream so that I can see a comment that people can see me, but I can see that the numbers are climbing there as well. And then I can get this started for the second time today because I ended up talking to myself fully, completely on my own and delivered the whole half an hour. I can see Christine here has joined. And I'm just trying to figure out, can someone say hi? And I don't know if this is going to do the same thing you did this morning, but I'm just assuming if I can see how many people are watching, that it is working at the other end. And I'm recording this. Okay, perfect. Hey, Sally, great to see you on GoToWebinar as well. All right, so I have got the slides here. Those of you that are on live stream, I will from time to time maybe even just turn my computer a little bit so you can see. Beautiful banner, as well as our very first call that is on finding clarity in 2017. So I'm still not seeing any comments. I just wanted to make this interactive, but I just really don't know what's happening with live stream. So please write the comments. I'm sure I'm going to see them after the call, or maybe they'll start popping up in the feed. When I checked before, there was just so many people saying hello, and I just couldn't see any of it. So apologies if I have not responded. I will do so after the call. Secondly, the people who are on GoToWebinar, make sure you use the question box to put any comments or questions as we move through this. And I'm super excited to have. Wow, there's quite a few people watching now. So just keep it interactive, and I'm hoping they can see lots of interaction throughout the call tonight. So 2017, our very first UBS live call, the newly named group weekly chat, which used to be the coffee chats. We did 57 to this date, and the format is staying similar to what it was last time, except taking it up another notch. And what I wanted to do to open up the call tonight is talk about what is new. So what's new this year when it comes to UBS? Here's my wonderful little slide here for those of you that are on live stream. By the way, what I'm recording on GoToWebinar, I'll post on my YouTube channel. We're going to have a separate little playlist there for us to be able to access all of the calls and to make sure that everything stays in one spot. Awesome. So Anne-Marie is just saying she can see the screen. Okay, and she can now. All right. So what's new? Point number 1, our look is sharper and more updated. I'm so glad to hear that you guys love the new banner cover photo. Thanks to Nick, who is our resident graphic designer for our authors and myself and my different business things. Thanks to Con Ayatru, who took the wonderful new branding photos, and all of you said how awesome they are, and I think they're super awesome as well. Today, I also got my business cards. You can see the sort of same photo there. Look at that. How cool is that? And the back's got like my books and some of my authors' books on it. I'm super excited about them. And so the look is sharper and more updated. Wanted to make it a little bit more modern, spruce it up, attract a whole lot of new members as well, so we can all keep expanding our networks, because you know what they say, your network equals your net worth. And of course, we rejigged the name of the coffee chats to be called UBS Live, because we do these live streams, every Monday at 9 a.m. Melbourne time. But also we wanted to make it more relevant to the group. holding on the same name, Ultimate Business Support, short for UBS, and then the fact that it's live, and so this is what they're about. It's about supporting people in their businesses, and that's relevant to why we picked that name. Welcome to those of you that are joining me. If you're commenting, you guys, unfortunately for some reason I can't see any comments anywhere. I know there are, because after I get off the call, then I see so many of them. But by all means, keep saying hi and commenting. All right, so our group rules and themes have altered. Okay, so after sort of observing and taking a little bit of a step back in 2016, because I did those 100 physical events, I didn't have a lot of time to, just sort of police around online and do some of those things, even though I do have a virtual assistant that can take some of those tasks, but my focus was just not there. After all, we need to pick and choose where our focus is and what we're going to really make thrive. And this year's intention, of course, for UBS is, to grow it beyond, hopefully 20,000 plus members. We're about 13,000 and growing about 10 or 15 members every single day, which is wonderful. And I've encouraged all of you to introduce new people into the community, so that we can all benefit and start to get to know each other and help each other out. So the biggest rule of the group that has changed is that we're not allowed to now post external links. Why? Because Facebook doesn't to as many people. Anyone taking someone outside of Facebook, in a way, Facebook penalizes them. And also, it was a little bit self-promotion where people promoted their own pages and sort of, yes, you're adding value, but then you're putting that, and we wanted to keep that to Tuesdays. So Tuesdays are the only days we can put a link, an external link, if you want to send someone to whatever your pitch is. But also on Monday, the only exception is that your external link can only go to an event and not something that's, again, self-promotional. So otherwise, any other links, without notice, they'll just get deleted off. And so we can keep the newsfeed full of value and things that are, people have taken the time and effort to type up and actually make just for that group. So by all means, upload a video, but upload it within the group. Don't share external links and things like that, because you are going to be doing a detriment more so to yourself than to anyone else, because your video will be much more watched if it's actually embedded and uploaded immediately into the group over you sharing an external link. You'll see how many likes and comments you get, and I can tell you that I get so much more, and I do them inside groups, unique new posts. Okay, and the last thing is on what's new is our guest speakers and presenters will return in 2017. So we trialed this, having various people who are experts in their field come along and be a guest speaker and all be interviewed by me over the year. We did probably about 10 or 15 different interviews, and then I got busy to look for them and to ask them and get them organized. So then I started coming back on and delivering lots of valuable content. But now I've connected with so many awesome, influential people who have some really interesting ways of looking at businesses such as ours. So the next couple of weeks, next Monday and the one after, I've got some really amazing and super successful guests from the US coming, and I'll tell you that a little bit about that towards the end of the call. If we do stay a little bit more on the call, it's fine. I'm here to add as much value as possible. Even though I can't see your comments, though, I'll try to figure out if I can see any comments a little bit further in. Maybe I can bring up Facebook on my computer, and then maybe I can see them there. But I'm not seeing anything on the actual live stream as I'm going through. But I can see the numbers are climbing in terms of people watching. All right, cool. So the guest speakers will be here. So I would say 50-50. We're going to have either guest speaker or me bringing a topic that I believe would be valuable to share some insight and some tips and tricks around. And we'll mix those two things up. But I will do my best to bring really high quality people, quality people to you, because I know that they're the people I also want to learn from myself. And thus, I want to figure out, for you guys, what would add value. Actually, I've got my phone here, and I might be able to actually see what's happening with this live stream. Okay, so I can actually see comments. I can see myself doing it. I can see there's like 9 comments there, but I can't actually open them up because it starts talking on my phone. So I'll keep going on here. By all means, I'll respond to them when I get off. I don't know what's happening with Facebook Live. So our topic for tonight is gain clarity in 2017. Okay, so here it is, gain clarity in 2017, and I've got 5 insights to share with you of finding clarity. So they're very practical. Anyone can do them, and this is from me having tested and measured and having observed other successful people and what they do and how they operate into their day-to-day life around their business. John's just saying, what does UBS stand for? Ultimate Business Support, John. That's our group name through Facebook where we're broadcasting these calls from. Excellent. All right. So 5 insights to finding clarity. Number 1 is focus and go deep. Stick it out for the long haul. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, when I started out in business, I was dabbling in probably 4 to 6 different things. This niche, that niche, I've got this to offer, I've got this to sell. And the one biggest mistake that I didn't have is I didn't have a lack of ideas. What I had was a lack of focus. And just because I had so many different things to sell, that didn't mean that I was going to make more money. Okay, so if you're thinking, I've got this business and I'm involved in this this product that I'm selling, and then I've kind of I see a lot of these people out when I go networking. They get up, they do their little 60-second pitch, and then they, as Eric Chen, and I think he was on the call before, he calls it the shotgun approach, and then they tell you another 5 or 6 things that they actually do to finish off their talk. And so I learned that it was very, very valuable if you just choose to do one thing and focus and go deep on it. Actually, there is a book called, I don't know who wrote it, but you can look it up, and it's called One Thing, the fastest way to $1 million if you focus on one thing. That is one product or service, whatever you sell, one lead generation way of how you get your clients, one conversion tool. There's like 5 things, and if you just do those 1 things consistently, and you focus on them and you go deep, you can. That's the fastest way to get into $1 million. Look up the book and just have a bit of a read about it. But the idea is, I know that because what I've been doing for the last 3.5 years versus the first 3 years in business, it has been that one thing. I certainly have liked to use my creative side on other little projects, but my one thing has been Ultimate 48-Hour Author. So choose one thing and go deep. Focus on, making that thing successful, becoming known for that thing. Because if you keep chopping and changing, people are just going to know, well, who is this person? What do they actually stand for? And one thing that I have always learned is that a confused mind will always say no. A confused mind will always say no. If you give people too many options, if you say too much, if you overtalk during your sales conversations, if you confuse people, they will pull back and they will say no. So choose one thing and go deep and get known for that. And it doesn't have to be necessarily your passion. So we're talking about clarity here. So it doesn't have to be necessarily your passion, what that one thing is. You might kind of go, well, I'm not really sure if this is my thing. Well, you don't have to be sure. I chose weight loss because I noticed that people came to me to coach them around losing weight. And I noticed that it was lose the last 10 kilos, so we branded under that. Now, that particular niche was not my ultimate passion that I'm such a, health being my number 1 value. Absolutely, it's high on my values list, but it wasn't my, thing, which now I know my thing is, doing marketing and sales and my Ultimate 48-Hour Author program and my authors and all that sort of stuff. But in order to get to that, the journey had to evolve, and I had to just see where it took and how things felt. So I need to try it on for size, figure out, is this my thing? And then if it wasn't, how could I evolve it to make it my thing? So by adjusting the weight loss thing and making it a license system, I was able to actually get people to help people grow health and wellness businesses through what I had created. So I actually evolved the niche to suit me the way I like to be in it, and then it became the 48-hour author program through different stages of evolution. So you don't always, to find clarity, you don't always have to know from day one, this is my passion, this is what I have to do, or it's nothing else. Pick one thing that you're attracting. What do other people see in you that they want for themselves? And do that for a little while. You'll see how it fits. And if it doesn't, you can adjust it, you can tweak it, and turn it into something that suits a lot better. I trust this is adding value. And I'm sorry if, of course, I'm not responding to comments. As I said earlier, I can't see any of them, but I can see here on my phone there is quite a few of them there. I'll respond after the call, though. And Anne-Marie said, go to webinar, close on my thing. It's all about image. I know it's your thing is closed, and that's wonderful. I can see how passionate you are about that. All right, number 2, finding clarity in 2017. Pick an advisor or a coach and follow what they say. Don't ask another 10 for advice. Okay, so what does this mean? Well, the reason I'm telling you these 5 insights is because I see them made as mistakes. So I see a lot of people doing 10 things over one focus thing. I see a lot of people spending a lot of money on coaches, consultants, or programs, and then they get given the advice, they get given the help, and then they go out and ask 10 other people on social media, maybe some other successful people, and so what? You can get 10 successful people in a line, and you can say, okay, you guys mentor this person, and one person is going to give them one solution. Another person is going to give them a different solution and a different opinion, because there's many different ways to skin a cat, right? There's many different ways to achieve an end result. So the way I would mentor someone versus the way another successful coach, I don't know, I'm not going to name any names, it's going to be different. And if a person who's just starting out and has given their heart and soul to you, it doesn't listen, and then they go and ask opinions. And the worst thing I see, the worst thing that people are guilty of, they ask people who are not successful. They go, oh, my coach and mentor told me this. What do you think? And they're talking to a non-business owner or a business owner who hasn't got the results before. So when you hire a coach or an advisor, put the blinkers on, okay? Blinkers on, and do what they say and follow that one path, because generally they have a system or a strategy or a way to help you achieve those goals. And the thing is, they don't have all the right answers. They may give you advice that may not turn out to be a successful strategy. But the thing is, you will make a lot less mistakes, and you will find a lot more clarity a lot faster if you had that kind of a person on your side. From day one, whenever I've had a coach and a mentor, and I've had them all along this journey and continue to invest in them, I follow them, and I just don't listen to anyone else. I just do my homework my coach and mentor gives me, or my advisor, whatever you want to call them. And then if I want to do any extra things, I do it over and above. There's a famous saying that I've seen shared around Facebook that say, if you try something and it doesn't work, go back and do what your mentor told you the first time, because usually they know, they've been there before. So finding clarity, ask an advisor and a coach and follow their advice, and don't ask another 10 people then about, oh, what do you think I should do? Is this the right strategy? Because generally it's everyone's going to have their own opinion, and the best thing is to keep yourself in focus and not get confused, because a confused mind, as we said before, will always say no. All right, point number 3 to gaining clarity in 2017 is join a mastermind group. Don't be alone. A lot of us, I know in this group, are solopreneurs. We have running our own businesses. We're alone. I'm blessed to have Stuart on board in my business for the last 4 years, and I wish for everyone to have a wonderful partner and collaborative people around them for support. But if you don't have that, join a group. If you cannot afford to have a coach and be part of a group, choose one or the other. But certainly having a group, as you have heard, one brain is much weaker than 12. And usually a mastermind group will have 12 people on average, and they will be able to generate a lot more ideas and a lot more ways of solving problems. And if shit hits the fan, you've got people to fall back on and to talk to and to explain what's going on in your life. This is why I set up the mastermind that we did last year. We're about to start our Sales Mastery Mastermind on next Tuesday, on the 24th, which is super exciting, and I can't wait because these people become your family if you're hanging out with them consistently and regularly. The other thing about if you're going to become a part of a group, be committed to that group. Turn up no matter what. Turn up and be there and be present because you're an integral part of that. And people want to have that stability. It's really nice for people, to have that, regular feel of everyone attending and being there. Don't go with this attitude of I'll see how this goes, for a couple of months, and if it doesn't feel right, you sort of start to drop off and not turn up. Be punctual, be there, play at 100% because you get what you give, as they say. Couple of comments here. Anne Marie said, "We're all unique in a way in which we approach life and business." Absolutely. And a confused mind is like scrambled eggs. Totally. I know, it's a total mush. So join a mastermind group. Don't do it alone. It's just not, it's not as much fun. I think doing it together, you're more powerful and you can leverage a lot more as well. All right, point number 4 is journal or blog or write, whatever. Just start writing. So clarity comes from you being able to externalize what's going on in your world. So it doesn't have to be just about your business. It can be about your health. It can be about how you're feeling, what's happened in the day, how you approach the situation, how you can reframe a situation. So just start writing. I know how powerful this is to get yours out of mental funk because when you start writing, it's finding words around what's going on with you. Last year, I did 100 days of 100 blogs. It happened from about March to about end of June. I did that, and it was really, really awesome. It was actually more for me than anyone else, but a lot of people enjoyed reading my blog every single day. And it was a wonderful way to just tap into writing and saying different things and just being totally free with how I felt and just being 100% honest. You can make it public the way I did, or you can keep it private. And if you put pen to paper and actually do it in a way so that you are accountable to yourself and you're connecting, the head-to-hand connection, it works wonders. So journaling and writing is super powerful. And you don't have to do it for too long, maybe 5-10 minutes a day. Or if you enjoy it, do it a bit longer at other times. It's not about being all or nothing. It's about doing the things that are going to get you closer to your clarity. Because I can't tell you how many times I meet people. It's probably almost every second person that I meet that says, "Oh, Nat, I just need to gain more clarity around what I stand for." And this is why my very last point is this. Clarity comes from action. Always remember that. So number 5 point and insight is that clarity comes from action. You're not going to get a crystal clear view of what your life, what your business, what your thing is unless you're taking the actions to go, "Oh, this feels good. No, I don't like this. I'll adjust this in this way," until you arrive at some point where you go, "Okay, well, this is where I fit or how this looks like." Now, you may not end up being a person who likes to sit in that little space just all of the time. You might be one that likes to chop and change and alternate different things because you might be driven by variety. But a majority of people, like that sort of being, clear on exactly where to go, what they stand for, who they help, and where they're going in the future. But nothing comes from just sitting there and going, "I'm just going to wait here, sitting back in my chair and think on it. I'm going to think on it and I'm going to get this light bulb moment like they do in the cartoons, and all of a sudden everything's going to break through and all the fuzz is going to go away." It doesn't. I get moments and days when I wake up and I feel fuzzy and I go, "Oh, am I doing the right thing?" But the minute I start taking action, the minute I start getting into, doing the daily rituals and routines of writing, exercising, eating well, just moving my body. The minute I start doing that, my head starts to defuzz and clear, and I start through the action gaining the clarity through the day and through my weeks and all that sort of stuff. So clarity comes from action. That's the biggest thing. So let's recap. All right, 5 insights to finding clarity. They're here on my board, on my PowerPoint. Number 1, focus and go deep. Stick it out for the long haul. Get known for one thing. First, specialize. Get known, famous for that. Then you can generalize. Pick an advisor and a coach, and then stick with it. Put the blinkers on. Don't listen to 10 others, because a confused mind will always say no. Number 3 was join a mastermind group, because they will become your family and you don't have to do it alone, and you will generate massive amount of awesome ideas that you may not have been able to come up with completely on your own. Number 4 was journal and blog. Just start writing, whether it's for yourself, publicly, whatever you want to do, but just start writing. And number 5 is clarity comes from action, okay? The more action you take, the more clear you will become. So I trust that has been valuable. We're not finished yet. The word just makes what you say mean less. The word just, I'm not sure what that was referring to. Action from John. Where are these mastermind groups? Okay, so John, mastermind groups are run from various coaches and mentors and other experts, or you can start one up yourself. So, for example, I run a mastermind group which is starting not this Tuesday, the following one on the 24th, and we've got a group of up to 10 coming to our home. Actually, I was going to tell you guys there's a couple of more spots of the live group left that we can take on board, and we've got also this particular group running as a live stream. So we've got people joining from interstate and internationally, and of course the live streaming version investment of it is a lot cheaper than the live version and physically in the room. So for example, our one, the weight set, it's 1 full day per month at our home over 12 months, and there's accountability, there's some content, there's some training, and there's obviously the masterminding component. Everyone does them a little bit differently, so it's a matter of figuring out who you like, who you want to learn from, and who the people are in the group. So put the feelers out there. I'm sure you'll be able to, even if you post in the UBS group, Ultimate Business Support group, people might say, yeah, I'm running one, or I'm going to be a part of one. And usually most will start right now in January, being the start of the year, for a year-long commitment, because that's the best way to get the most benefit of what the program is there to bring you. Okay. So, last of all, as we're slowly winding down, the planners, thank you so much for wonderful feedback from people about using them, the pink and black ones. I'm on my last 50 in my garage. They're almost all gone. So if you do want one and you haven't got one, I'll post the link in this live stream after the call. And you can grab yourself one. We're back home, so we can express post them fairly quickly, and you can start using those. So they're wonderful tools, and so much wonderful feedback's been coming for them. As I said, the Ultimate Sales Mastery Mastermind begins 24th of Jan. So we do have a couple of spots in our Denman HQ right here. Where I'm coming to you guys from, for people to join us in the room live each of the months to get that support. If you're interested, in private message me, and we'll do a little chat with you to make sure you're suitable and you would fit in. And then anyone also for live streaming is available to inquire as well, you guys. Awesome. And last of all, I want to tell you who's going to join us next week as a guest on the coffee chat, and that is Steve Martial. So here's Steve. He's got massive groups on LinkedIn, and he's based in US, and he has a wonderful system called Client Rush Formula. He actually helps people, generate enormous amounts of clients and get fully booked So he will be delivering some of his system and his insights for us. He interviewed me recently for one of his podcasts, and I said, well, would you like to be a guest of on mine, so that I can also learn from you and my guys can learn from you as well? So I said, yeah, no worries. And so next week, 9 a.m. on Monday morning, Melbourne time, we will have him join us from the States. And we're going to try to do that special live stream where his little picture will be in the same screen as my picture. And I'm just hoping that technology is going to be kind with us, but we'll also have him on the GoToWebinar to make sure that everything is working correctly. So that's who we have next week, and I'm super excited about that. So my finale slide is always a quote, and I picked this quote because I thought it was really appropriate for today. So here it is. It looks beautiful, and that is, clarity doesn't always mean you know exactly where you're going. It does mean you know exactly who you're being and why. I thought that was a wonderful slide because, yeah, we don't sometimes know where we're going, but if as long as we're being integral to what our values are and what's important to us, and who we're being, then everything else will follow and come into alignment and deliver that clarity that everyone is so searching for. So my beautiful members of UBS, it's been wonderful to bring you this call tonight as opposed to this morning when it failed. Let me know what you think of this time, but I do prefer the morning because I would like to put my kids to bed, and that's why I try not to do any more evenings. So something else, actually, as I'm about to wind up this call, is that every year you will be able to refine and fine-tune your business even more so. So when I started out, I was like doing 2.5 years of 7 days a week, pretty much every single evening. I did not have a free evening. And then, slowly I would take one day off the following year. I think it was like Saturdays or Sundays. And then I would, I'd cut back, like I went down to 4 days a week and I didn't work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then I increased the amount of time away, and then I cut off pretty much most of my evening work during the week as well. So I would only do 1 or 2 evenings at the most. So every year, as you grow, your business grows, and you streamline and systemize more in your business, you will be a lot more sharper and clearer and faster in what you do and how you deliver it. So always remember that and refine it. How can you make your life a lot better and easier? Every 6 months, review it. What do you need to stop doing? What do you need to start doing? And how can you make that fit your lifestyle? Because ultimately, why are we in business? We're in business because we want to be our own boss, have flexible hours, and live an amazing lifestyle that is going to inspire other people, as well as be an amazing role model to our children. So, we've just come back fresh off holidays. We kind of came home and go, oh my God, I feel like we're still on a holiday because we have a wonderful resort style backyard, and we're just like, it felt really special being home. So I just wish that upon everyone to feel like, when you come home and coming to the office was like, oh my God, I just can't wait to get stuck into this stuff, because business is meant to be about you being entertained, you being stimulated, you being challenged and pulled in all directions. And yes, there's ups that are super high, and then there's lows that are super low, and you feel like you're imploding. But work on your mindset, because your mindset will be ultimately what's going to determine how long you stay in this game, and how you feel about it. It's meant to be enjoyable. It's not meant to be hard. Yes, it can be hard. It can be challenging. It needs to have those moments in order for you to appreciate the awesome stuff. So let me know what you thought of on this call. I'm going to go and read all the comments once I get off. I don't have any access to any interaction right now, so I hope that I've shared some gold nuggets. Tell me what your number one gold nugget from what you heard is, and I really look forward to joining you with Steve next week, delivering his Client Rush formula and introducing you to him. And then I'll touch base again throughout the week. Keep the group clean, keep the value high, help each other out, and let's smash out 2017. Bye, guys.